Okay, so we are done with risk. Punta naman tayo class sa return. So what's the definition of return? It represents the total gain or loss on an investment. Okay, and the most basic way to calculate return is as follows. Okay, so that is what? K represents the actual, expected, kung future, or required rate of return during a time period T. So yan daw yung return. Paano natin kino-compute? So we have the cash flow received from the asset in the time period T minus 1 to T. So ito most likely represented to by one time period, normally 1 year. Okay? So the cash flow received from the asset. So bigyan ko kayo ng example. Kung ito ay stocks, most likely ano yung cash flow na nare-receive natin from the asset? Dividends. Okay, kung yan ay bonds, ano naman yung cash flow na nare-receive natin from the asset? That is interest. Okay? So yung cash flow received from the asset. Okay? And then we have add the price of asset at time T, okay, less the price of the asset at time T minus 1 or yung previous period's price. Okay? So class, kung mapapansin nyo, meron palang dalawang aspect yung ating return. So number 1, ito talaga cash flow na na-receive, 'di ba? Cash flow. Okay? So ito naman class, yung change in price. Diba? Yan yung change in price. So for example, nag-i-invest ka sa stocks. 'Di ba? Paano ka magka-calculate ng return doon sa investment mo in stocks? So, syempre, you add the dividends received from those stocks and then the change in price, di ba? Ngayon, minus yung price nung nabili mo yung investment, di ba? Yung prior period's price. All over the prior period's price. So, that is how we calculate return. Okay? So, for example, we have the investment manager of RICO group of companies is evaluating the rates of return of two investments. We have investment A and investment B. Both investments were acquired during 2019 at a price of 100,000 pesos and 150,000 pesos. So that is for investment A and investment B respectively. So during 2020, so the investments generated cash inflows of 25,000 and 47,500. Okay? So, ayan yung sinasabi ko kanina. Kung itong investment na to ay stocks, most likely dividends yan. Kung ito ay bonds, interest yan. And then, by the end of 2020, the valuation or the price of investment A is 115,000 and that of investment B is 170,000. What are the rates of return for these two investments? So, let's see. How do we compute for that? For investment A, again, dalawa yung aspect. Number 1, yung cash flow received. And number 2, the price change. So, for investment A, what is the rate of return? Sorry. 25,000 yung cash flow received. And then 115,000 yung current price minus 100,000 yung previous price. All over 100,000 the previous price. So, that is 40%. Okay? And then for investment B naman, so same formula lang naman, okay, 47,500 yung cash flow received, plus 170,000 the current price, minus 150,000 the previous price, all over the previous price of 150,000. So that is now 45%. Okay, so in terms of return, mas mataas yung rate of return natin for investment B. That is 45%. Okay?